All right, so I'm Frank Duran, and I am sitting across from Clay, who is the author of Dead Meat. Now, could you introduce yourself?
My name is Clay McCormack. I'm the writer and artist of Dead Meat, which you can find at www.eatdeadmeat.com, and I'm happy to be here.
Could you give us a quick explanation of what Dead Meat is?
Well, Dead Meat's an action horror comic that takes place well beyond the fall of humanity after, people have come back from the dead and eaten most of the people. And it's different from a lot of other zombie stories, I think, because I feel like it's a lot more gritty, and it's very influenced by westerns, and it's just got more of a nastiness to it that I like to play with.
Cool. And you draw and write everything for
I do.
Dead Meat?
Yep. All the drawing and all the writing is all me.
And do you do full script for yourself before you draw for yourself, or is it kind of just a combined process?
Nope. I fully script everything. What I'll do is I break down however many issues I'm doing, 5 or 6 at a time. Break down the story beats, and then I'll script out each issue fully, and then go from there. I'll do breakdown sketches, and then do the finishes from there.
Oh, that's awesome.
Excuse me.
And so Dead Meat started as a web comic, but now you're going into print. How is the conversion to printing your actual work?
Well, printing was always the goal. I feel like because we're so deep into the digital age where printing is becoming more scarce, that I wanted to be able to straddle the line, especially at shows like this, where I have the easily accessible digital version, but if I'm going to print it, I want it to be worth the time and worth the money. Because especially at these conventions, you've got people who are, in many cases, literally giving comics away. And so I didn't just want to spend all my money printing up floppies and then wasting that money trying to get people's attention. So my goal was always print, but it was to build an audience and build a readership of people who enjoyed the digital product. So when I put the printed product out, and it's a nice collected edition, that then those people will then want to buy it because they're already fans.
Cool. Now, Dead Meat isn't just a comic. You
Correct.
have short films also. Can you talk about that?
Well, another thing, I had been doing the comic for about, I'd say maybe a year and a half. And
How long have you been doing it right now?
I believe in January it'll be 3 years.
Oh, wow, great.
Yeah. And I really, I had the comic, and then I have a blog that I update. It's a process blog that I update infrequently.
Cool.
And I was thinking I want to have some more material to put out that's just a little bit different. And I was thinking, well, I could do more drawing, do something like a separate story, but that's all my time is taken up drawing already. I could write something, but I already have the blog, and who wants to read more stuff? And I luckily have a friend who's a very good filmmaker, and we've been, we're always trying to look for things to do together. So I came up with this idea after seeing a couple similar things, to do these short movies that are about a minute or 2 minutes long. I think the longest one is maybe 5 minutes, but that's very rare. That are pretty loosely put together, and are just short standalone vignettes that are basically set up, punchline, and it's just having fun basically. It's a little bit, it's lighter than the book in tone, but it's basically an excuse just to throw fake blood at people.
Now, do you consider yourself more of a writer or an artist? Or is it kind of a...
I would consider myself primarily an artist, but I have enough writer in me that it definitely does come out when I'm doing other things, which may or may not be a good thing. But yeah, with this particularly, it's hard to separate them because I do so much of the visual breaking down while I'm actually writing it, and I also do so much of the writing as I'm putting the page together. So I'll write the script, kind of rough out some sketches, and then I'll do the page, and then by the time it gets back onto the computer for me to put the words in, I'm continuously editing. So even right before I hit save on that last file, I'm still sometimes changing dialogue or re-examining a scene and being like, all right, well, I might want to change this and go a different angle with this. So I think it's with this particularly, it's kind of a one-to-one, kind of one and the same.
Okay. Now, how expansive is the Dead Meat story? Do you see it having an ending, or is it kind of just like a continuous thing, you think?
It definitely has an ending. I don't know when that ending's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's weird because I was actually thinking about it the other day, and because I was looking forward to some of the further issues, and I thought to myself, you know, if I really wanted to, I could probably end this now.
Yeah.
Because the things that happen in such a way that I could pull that plug now and have that story still work. And but I have a lot of stuff that I'd like to do in between now and then.
Okay.
Basically, I guess when I get tired of it is when it ends.
Okay, cool. So if you want to plug anything for the end of this interview, plug whatever you want to plug.
Well, you can find the entire comic up to this point at www.eatdeadmeat.com. As of right now, there are 6.5 issues worth of material on there, and there's 23 shorts.
Cool.
And there's a production blog that I update infrequently, and I can't think of anything. Oh, the other thing I would say is I'm hoping to launch a Kickstarter campaign in about a month or so, maybe a month and a half, to produce a deluxe hardcover edition of the book that's going to be filled with sketches and all that good stuff in the back, and you're going to get a DVD of the movies and everything, and so it's going to be a nice package.
Oh, awesome. We're going to be doing a volume review of Clay's Dead Meat Volume 1 soon on the podcast. It's coming up very soon. Me and Deshaun just got to sit down and read it. I already read it and I loved it, so we're going to talk about it soon on the podcast. So stay tuned for more Dead Meat. Thanks.